It's appropriate we start. I've got three guests that have made themselves available while we get our judges up in the box just to have a chat about the concept that we've got here with this Performance Horse Challenge. And I'm here with Tom Williamson that was kind enough to come here and judge the event last year. Tom, you've won one of the most recognised camp drafts in Australia with the Warwick Gold Cup, which is something you must be very proud of. You're a sponsored rider by Pride's Stock Feeds. Tell us a little bit about the Pride's product and how it impacts on your program.
Yeah, well, first of all, in any event, the horses have to be fed right. And Pride's have a great line of product that can suit whatever your horse needs. Whether your horse needs to build more muscle to reduce any stress, or whether he's a horse with a little more heat to him, you know, they've got the feed just to keep him looking good, getting the nutrients that he needs so he can perform at his best.
And tell us, you judged this event here for us last year. Like I say, you've got a recognised reputation as a horseman, but also as a camp drafter. How important do you see this as a breeder of horses with young horses coming through?
Well, this is a great event. Like, it all starts, you know, first off you need a well-bred horse, and then you need a horse that's fed correctly, and then you've got to have him trained correctly from the start. And these events, as we all know, like if we haven't got that goal, like an event like this, we tend to let him run around the paddock. Whereas here you can bring a 2-year-old here to the sale, a trainer can buy him, he can go on and compete this horse in the event and win the owner some money or himself, and then put the horse back through the sale and puts a great foundation for the classic camp draft. Like, everyone's a winner, right from the breeder right through to the owner at the end.
And also, I've got my good friend here, Phil Webb. Phil, you've been a supporter of this sale as a vendor right from the onset, and I think hounded us until we finally saw the light to come up with a concept like this. You've won working cow events all around the world. You're still a current director of the NCHA and a passionate cutting horse man. How does this make you feel when you see these horses?
Look, honestly, Mark, it's just such a pleasure to see where you've come, this being the third year. I think we went over coffee breaks, you and Charlie and I, way back, talking about getting this thing going. I think it took us 5 years to bash around the years to finally get it on the charts. But, and my belief in that was that when you guys started this sale, and we think back there, we were at the old shed, and it was the vision you guys had to put the two breeds together, which is, I think, has changed the equine business in Australia forever. And now that you've come on board with the challenge, you see the numbers we have this year, it's just given these younger guys and ladies opportunity to come and show their wares and put these horses through, which could be the first year of 3 years going into your classic for your camp drafting, but it's an awesome basics for them to come into. And I think if we keep raising the bar for them and asking them to do a little bit more, and I think that we're just going to have a product at the end of the day. After they can be 3 years in the challenge, 3 years in the classic, and I think the winner of the overall thing is the horse at the end of the day. I think we're just putting out such a great product, and it's congratulations to you guys for putting it up.
And it's a pleasure to have Gail Ritchie here alongside you, who both of you incidentally have been former presidents of the NCHA. Gail, I guess we can go back a long way. Your family brought quarter horses into the country. As a competitor, I know Phil told me you're one of the toughest competitors to beat in the working cow. You won a co-winner of the very first Australian cutting horse futurity. Your family started the Cloverleaf Stud here in Australia, and we talk about genetics. And what do you see when you see some of the horse flesh that's here now and what came to Australia with your family so long ago?
I'll never forget my father when he came back from his first time to visit Australia after the war and deciding that he wanted to come back to Australia. He took a look at the horses here then and he said, they have some of the best looking horses I've ever seen. He said, they're talented horses. He said, they just need a little splash of quarter horse and I'm going to bring them. And we did. We came here and the result is that we've got better horses than anywhere in the world, I think. They're sounder, they're a great type, they're an athlete. They've got good minds. They've got the toughness and the sturdiness of the stalk horse, they've got the endurance of the stalk horse, and they've got some of the attributes of cutting and quarter horses, which settles them down. It makes them that weekend horse that you can ride. It gives them that inert cow ability, and I'm very proud where the industry's gone. I can remember my dad, when he first went to Warwick Gold Cup, he arrived off the boat, and Laurie, the mare he showed, she had 6 weeks, well, less than 6 weeks, 4 weeks actually, to get ready to go to Warwick. And he hadn't seen a cow, she hadn't seen a cow since she left the States. So he had a couple dairy cows to get her warmed up on and went up to Warwick. And he said it was the biggest show and the best show on earth. I now think this is.
And another thing, there's a couple of young ladies that have really taken it to the guys here over the last couple of days. Ladies have won the first round of the Classic yesterday. Ladies won the first round of the dry work here in the Challenge. And in the top 3 competitors coming into this final, 2 ladies again, you must be really proud to see what young women have done in this equine sport.
I'm so proud, but one thing that you have to remember, women are tougher, smarter, harder to beat than anyone. Because we don't have the strength, we have to do it in other ways. And women have that wonderful ability to be in tune with a horse, and you generally see that their horses are smooth, but they also have to have that will to want to win, because they got to go harder and faster. So go, girls.
And finally then, Phil, you've seen these horses come through. You've got sale horses coming in again on the weekend. You've had a chance to have a look through the field. Obviously, Gail's going to have a lot of money on the ladies in the event. Is there, who's your money on?
I think I'm probably on one of the 2 girls in there, even though we've got last year's winner, and we've got a lot of great young competitors out there that's all going to be tough. And in this down the fence, it comes down to how good the cow goes for you too. So I think I'll go for one of the girls.
And Tom, finally, having judged this last year, it's a lot more fun sometimes to be able to sit up in the stands and cheer these guys on. Is there any inside thoughts on your tips for the final before we get underway?
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Felicity Burton's. She's on a very good horse, but don't count Michael Wilson out. A great competitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to put your hands together for these 3 legends in their sport and thank them all very much for their time.